Hi, I'm Pat Baer, and this is Pat Baer's Anime Club. If you haven't seen an episode before, this is an ongoing video series where every other week I take a look at something from the world of anime that I want to chat with you about. Could be a deep dive, could be covering a subgenre or a phenomenon in the world of anime or manga or light novels or visual novels or whatever. We've talked about manhwa before, and we will again. So, yeah, sometimes I think about an idea like that. I come up with ideas of what I want to talk about here, a little peek behind the curtain, and I realize I've done that before. Well, I grow, I change. I'm better than I was in the past. What if my opinion changed from a previous episode? And what if in the year 2024 I have different feelings on, find it here, there we go, where to start with Gundam? That's right, I did a video on where to start with Gundam 3 years ago, episode 38 of Pat Bear's Anime Club. And I also talked about Gunpla. My answer to that is still the same. So we will get into where to start with Gundam, what I said in episode 38 and what I'm saying now, because it is different. Otherwise, I wouldn't make this video. But I should just start off with saying my Gunpla answer has not changed. Entry grade kits are the way to go. The RX-782, the granddaddy of Gundam, that entry grade is fantastic. There's a version with weapons, with extra weapons, and the original's a little harder to find. There are other entry grades in the Gundam line. They have some stickers, so but none of them require any tools or glue or anything like that. Easy to understand instructions, very very simple and straightforward and fantastic. The results are great, and that we'll see. Oh, do I have the building bug or not? It's a good way to go. But I'm not talking about Gunpla anymore. I just did in that episode. Where to start with Gundam? My answer has changed a bit. I'm going to talk about my answer from 3 years ago for episode 38, which was Mobile Suit Gundam was one of my two answers as a place to start. And I stand by that. Big if, you're committed. If you are committed to watch a lot of Gundam, yeah, start with the original. Start with 1979. Start with the beginning of this. If that's where you want to go. If you want to go with a lot of Gundam series, you start in the beginning. Because maybe you're just like, I've seen animated GIFs and I know some of the memes and I just really want to get into Gundam. That's my new project. Yeah, then start with the beginning. That's what I said 3 years ago and I stand by that. If, however, you are looking to dip your toes into a Gundam series, if you are not fully committed to it and you're just like, I don't know, Pat, I see people talking about it and I see some stuff and I saw a couple clips on YouTube and somebody on TikTok was talking about some characters and I was like, maybe I want to watch a Gundam, but I don't know where to start. 3 years ago, I said Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's not part of the main storyline. You don't have to know other series to jump into it. 3 years ago, that's what I thought was the right choice. That is the way to start because Iron-Blooded Orphans gets everything right while also being its own universe, 2 seasons, so totally approachable in that respect. If you just want to, watch both of them there, and it's beautiful, both in its rendering and also in its storytelling. Brutal and devastating as well. It's in HD and widescreen, which is important for some people. Some folks just can't handle the old stuff, and I get you, I understand. And while it is digital animation, it just like a lot of care was put into the series. And it hits the major themes of Gundam that sometimes are overlooked in some of the other side series. Some of the other like little weird corners of the Gundam universe don't always hit these big themes like, yeah, like the actual meme, the over the head, like, oh, Gundams are cool, Gundams are bad thing. That's a meme, but it's also true. And some series don't really hit that hard that this gorgeous piece of machinery, this solution to our problems, is also the cause of our problems. And it's devastating that these tools exist because they bring nothing but destruction and nightmares. Also, the main character is a child, and there are a lot of children around. And that is a ongoing theme, the use of child soldiers in Gundam. And it's not just because they think that they're targeting teenagers and having a teenager or a young adult in that lead role will bring people in. It's like kind of fundamental to Gundam. And that's terrible. And so Iron Blooded Orphans explores that. And I appreciate Iron Blooded Orphans for exploring those things. 3 years ago, that's what I said. If you're pot committed, Gundam, the original, and if you are just want to dip your toes in, Iron Blooded Orphans is the way to go. Now, obviously, in 2024, I have a different opinion about that, because otherwise I wouldn't make this video. This video would be like a 30-second thing of, I stand by it, and I don't, because there's a new kid on the block, series that wrapped up fairly recently, the last year. And if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you know the answer here. It's The Witch from Mercury. It's Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. That's my new answer. That's where you start. Again, if you just want to try out Gundam, if you want to see, why not start with the one that is new and beautiful and gorgeous to look at? And this, God, the soundtrack, the score is just phenomenal. And the battle scenes are awesome. And then also, it's got this like queer weirdo main character. Our first female protagonist who's just trying to figure stuff out. Yes, it is a fish out of water, goes to like country bumpkin, in this case, like outskirts alien, planetary girl, goes to like school and has to figure out what it means to like make friends and communicate and share her inner thoughts and opinions and feelings, and also pilot a cool Gundam, which is also devastating. Because even though this is the entry point and this is the way in for people, because it's just like, queer love story. It ain't subtext, despite what some people might have you believe, including, depending on who you talk to, Bandai Namco and Sunrise. This is a capital Q queer story. And it's awesome for having that. And for having a fish out of water as our main character who's trying very hard. A very small story in a larger world that becomes a big story. It doesn't, maybe, there are Gundam series that are more epic in scale and scope. But I would argue that Witch from Mercury has those moments, and those moments hit even harder because it's, for the most of the series, it is very small. It is focusing on a small core group of people and in fact, one person's struggle. There are many struggles, but it all ties back to one person. And again, no spoilers on that. Let me see here. Witch from Mercury. That's the place to start. This video isn't going to be 20 minutes like some of my other videos, or 2 hours like some of the ones where I sit down and cover things. This was not my original intent of a video here. We're to start with Gundam, it's Witch from Mercury. Unless I obviously start in the beginning if you're going to watch all of them. But if you just want to watch one and try it out, it's Witch from Mercury. I'm not going to re-record this. I have recorded a few things here. Peek behind the curtain. There was another video that was supposed to be in this place. That was supposed to be this episode. Episode 117 was supposed to be another video. And I realized as I was making it that there's a lot of stuff I still need to research for that video, that it felt incomplete. It felt like a part one. And so it's going on the back burner again. I've talked about it before. I'm doing an episode about good live action anime adaptations, because they exist. And there are a lot of them. It's just some of them are a little harder to track down, or things I didn't even know about until I start researching. And it's just not done. And I didn't want to skip a week, even though episode 118 is coming out exactly 1 week from this video's release instead of 2 weeks, because the Anime Awards are on March 2nd. So I want to cover them for March 4th. And then it won't be like 3 weeks of back-to-back. I'll take then 2 weeks for the next one, which will be hopefully this live action video. Hopefully. Maybe not, but I would like it to be that. And then the one after that will be my winter wrap-up spring preview, which will be the live stream that then gets recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Because that's what we're doing with that. And I think that's it. Yeah. So that's notes, and that's the video here. In the comments below, you've been watching this video here that's almost 10 minutes now. Thank you for watching it. Let me know in the comments, Are there any other videos you'd like me to revisit? Maybe some early stuff. Maybe you want to more episodes about weird manga, or another look at light novels, or I don't know. I don't want to watch any more horror anime, but that is something that someone asked me before. It's like, you should do another one where you watch a whole season of a horror anime, because I did that with another. I don't think I'm going to do that again. But if there's a topic that I've covered in the past, if you've been watching these for a while and you'd like a more in-depth look at something, or a revisit, an opinion piece that I made in one of these, that you would love to hear my updated thoughts for like 2024 or something, or another part in a series, like another about my favorite chill anime or whatever, like, yeah, let me know if you'd like that, or other ideas you have. If there is a Gundam series that you recommend over Witch from Mercury, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And thanks for watching Pat Baer's Anime Club. I'll see you in the next one, which again will be on March 4th. Bye-bye.